So today, last week we were talking about, we were discussing about chapter 3, but I think I was slow. Okay, Mary is joining, and we were not able to finish the chapter. So today we're gonna walk through and finish it.
Yeah, I followed through the recording. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was nice. It was really nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I usually follow the recordings. Yeah.
Okay, Mary, how are you?
Good evening, everyone. I'm
Good
fine.
Evening.
Yeah. I was saying last week we were slow. We didn't finish the chapter, but anyway, Mary said we were not slow. We were understanding the content, right?
Yeah. But Sandra was like, we should like,
Sandra was saying like we have a lot of chapters. So
yeah.
Okay, so I think it's already an hour. We are 2 minutes up. So I think we will continue with selection. Yep. Let me go back. All right. So just for the purpose of, okay. So yeah, so for the purpose of those that were not here last week, so thank you all for joining our today's session. This is chapter 3 on R4 data science. The topic is data transfer.
Chapter 4.
Oh, sorry, chapter 4. Sorry.
It's chapter 4.
Yeah, data transformation. So last week we have seen a lot of other stuff. So basically, the chapter. The aim of the chapter is basically to allow us to, do some buffs like filter, arrange, select, and mutate. And we have seen, I think, filter and arrange. We're gonna continue with select. The filter, what it does, it allows you to basically, select some columns given data frame. So you're gonna do filter. So Ahmed, this is the first time he's attending our session. So Tidybus is a kind of way it is intuitive. So when you are given data frame and you use filter, so filter means select. So that's what we use with that. So let me quickly go through the select where we stopped. Okay, yeah. So this is the filter. As I said, filter, it means select rows. So for example, given a data frame called flight, we have it here. And now we want to maybe filter some rows that, contain only the month of 11. So we can see here we have the month. Oh, this guy is not showing me. Yeah, we have the month of 1, maybe January. So maybe we want to filter all month of November, that is 11. So we can use filter. And now we put our data frame here. And now the second step, it should be like what you're gonna do a comparison. So that's what basically filter does. We move from there now to where we want to continue, which is select. Let me quickly go. Arrange, we did that. Okay, so yeah, so yeah. So the next verbs that we're gonna see is called select. So from the name you can see it's called select. It allows you to select columns from data frame. Yeah, so given this is a data frame, you can see it called flights. We have year, month, something like that. But we want to select some columns. So what you cannot do is just use the word select and put the data frame and put the columns you want to select. Yeah.
Sorry, Shamsuddeen.
Yes.
Would you say that filter is for rows while select is for columns?
Exactly. Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So you can see like we select the 3 columns we want. But this for today, we haven't come to what is called, in some situation you will see something like this, but we haven't come to that, which is called like this. Let me show you. You will see like if I have my data frame, which is called flights. So I can just use flight, and now I use something called 5. When I have the 5, I would just use that, and use something like this. So this is what you will be seeing if you are doing R. This one is in this chapter, just to introduction, but in the subsequent chapters, we will introduce something called 5. So the 5 is that you don't need to put your data frame here, and you can put your data frame and do many other buffs. So here maybe I can do select. This selection will do on this data frame, and now I can do another buff like filter. So I can say filter, do something. It will still do on this. I can do another something, another buff. So this is a way to concatenate different operation with this operation. But I'm just saying, we'll see it that later. But this is just the main idea of select. So, but you can also do select. For example, you can say year to date. So any column between year to date will be selected now. So if we run this guy, what's happening? Okay, so I'm not sure what is happening here. I cannot see the run button. Oh, okay, something happened here. Yeah, so you can see here I select year day. So it means the reason why is this is here, this is it. So any columns, any number of columns that in between will be selected. But we can also have flight. You can use minus here. It means drop year column. So you can see like it's just like intuitive language, drop Y. When you use negative, it means drop. But when you use just Y year without that, it means select. So you can see here, it gives you the original data, but without the, without the Y, the year stuff. So also here, also we can see we have this, and we have year to date, and we have this, and it also drop anything like that. But also we can do what is called, you can see here, because I'm giving only the, column name, column name and column name. But if you just, don't care about the column name, you say, okay, I want to select only the first and second column. You can just use number, means select first column and second column. So this is just straightforward. I use this one quite often just by using the number to select the first and second column. Yeah, so that's about any question before I move on.
No, it's okay.
Is it best practice to use the numbering instead of the naming?
You said?
Is it the best practice to use the numbering?
No. So the reason why I use it is like, if I know I would just want to select the first or second column, I just put 1 and 2. But like if for if you want to share your code and other stuff, you better use the column name, because if you share to other person, he will know the column. But I mean, it should be better to use the column name rather than the numbers. Yeah. So there are some helper functions that can be used with select. So we have seen select, but there are some helper functions. So the first one is start with. So you can say, okay, give me any column that start with div. So if we use it, it will give me any column. So you can see div. So column that start with this. We can also use any column that end with delay. So when we run this guy, this will give us delay. We can say any column that contain depth. Content. So all these are called helper functions. You can see that contains, end with, start with. But also we can have, any matches is another helper functions that say, give me any flight that matches this, reges. So this is called a reges. I'm not sure if you don't know it. It's called regular expression. We will come to regular expression later in the chapter. But what this is saying is that means is this one, it means start. This like this, it means start something that start with A, then anything between, then R. So this is reges, but don't if you don't understand it, that's totally fine. We haven't discussed it, but later in the chapter there is chapter dedicated only for reges, so that you'll be able to understand this. So regex is some kind of complex, I mean, I don't know what to put it, a way to capture some sequence of whether number or alphabet or whatsoever. It is also available in Python and stuff. Yeah. So that's we can see A, and end in and then anything You can see that, then R. So we can see like we have A, anything that we have R, something like that. So it returns these two columns. But we also have another, helper function called num range. So this num range, you can see, basically is telling us when we have this. So this is telling us, we have data frame here. We put it here. Num range, give me, X from 1 to 3, because you can see here I have X1, X2, X3, right? So X1, 3. So it gives you something like this. So these are some of the helper function that allows you to do a lot of stuff with select, a lot of stuff with select. So for example, now you can use this tidy, I think something like tidy select, tidy. Let me see. Yeah, so you can see here, I type this. If you want to look up something, some help, you can see here, I type this guy, question mark, tidy select. So when I use this guy, you can see here, it's showing me a lot of, all this stuff that I showed you. You see, start with, end with, contain, matches, num range, right? But there is also another one, all of or any of. So I'm not sure here if they put the example here, but let's go and see. So this is another example. You can see we have, iris data set, right? So we have where. So this where, select, where is numeric, meaning select where column is numeric. You can see these columns are numeric, right? So this is another good function that allow, you can see this is the function where. This helper function, select variable with function. So, but also we have, yeah, so you can see here, I said select where is factor. So it select only one column where the data type is factor, right? Yeah.
Just a small question. The helper function are applied into columns names, not column value, right?
I applied to what?
Columns names, the names of columns, not the values of the column, right?
Yeah. Yes. They apply to the column names. Exactly.
Awesome.
Yes, or column names. Exactly. So here, oh yeah, I already explained this guy, right? So you can see here, okay, this is something I want to explain here. So you can see here, I say select, I said 1, I put 1. You can see here, it gives me what it returns is table. Table is a data frame in R. So data frame, there is what is called data frame from base R, but there is something called table in tidyverse, which is just like more advanced data frame with more features. So this is a data frame. You can see when I select one column, it returns a data frame. But sometimes we want to, when we select column, to return like, a list or array, I think in Python, right? So we can use, if we want to select one column like that to return that, we can use, or two columns, we can use what is called full. So you can see from the name, right? Full. You just need to pull. So when you look at this one here, I say flight. You see, I say pull 1, right? Like this, it will give me this column. But when I do this, look at what it will give me. Can you see that? What it gave me? So 2013, you can see that. So this is like, not a data frame. So there are some situations whereby you want to have like this in form of this, a list, not a data frame. So we can use a pool to do this kind of selection. I quite often use this one in some situation where I want. So that's all about, select bars. Any question or anyone wants to add something about this?
Yeah, about the pool and one. Pulling what? That one, is it the column?
Yes, the column. The column. So
all the observations in that.
No, not the observation. The record. What is record? Column is record, right? Not the row, column.
Yeah, the column, yes.
The column. So this one, yeah, you can see this one. Oh, sorry, I'm just using, so let me use the species. So that, let me not confuse. Slide, what do I do? Oh, it's not the same data set. It's not the same data set, this and this. This is, iris data set. But anyway, what I mean here is here, this is here. Okay, I can select here. Can you see it here? Also here, full, I can put here. So when you see me like using one, I mean, select the first column. So you can put the, you know, column name. It's still all the same. Right. Anyone want to add question or want to add something?
Yeah, just like a clarification. Sometimes like when you use the a single question mark to ask, and then it will recommend that you use a double question mark. Yeah, maybe.
Right. So so if you look, so there is difference between the two, the single question mark and well, let me use this. So if here I use something like this, so you can see it gives me like you know, the what is help. So let's look at this. I think in the first chapter we talk about this. Yep. I think with the one with two double question mark it takes you to the begin I forgot actually.
References.
Sorry.
References.
Yeah, I think but let me see. Let's select this. The one with question mark. Yeah, something like that. Look at it. I think it's, I can't remember.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are two different. I think in the first chapter that we talk, they talk about the differences. Yeah, but we can check and confirm. All right. So the next thing they talk about is called rename. So change this column name. So sometimes you can have your data, right? And you know, sometimes you say, oh yeah, I want to rename my, you know, data column so that it fits the new, you know, data I have. So we can use a rename. So you can see the word rename. It's just like natural, right? You know, to do renaming. So how do you do rename? You put your name of data frame, new name, then old name. So here, for example, I have flight, I have departure time, which is the old name, but I want to change it to departure time. I can do something like this. So you can see now is departure time. Here we can have departure time. So this is basically just rename what is doing. But we also have something called everything that select. So here they are coming back to select. So what this is saying is select. This is the data frame. I want to select this. I want to select this, but everything should be at the end. So for example, you want to do some kind of rearrangement, but you want only some two columns, some first column to be at the beginning, but every other column to be pushed to the end. You don't want to write them one by one like this, right? Because you want only these two. You want them to be the first column, second column. You don't care about whatsoever comes at the last. So you say everything. So everything will now be pushed to the last. So we can see here we have year, months. Let me run this and then we can see. So you can see here I have year, months, day, you know, but now I change it. I say select time, air time. So you can see time, air time, but everything now will be the other side. You can see year, months and stuff like that. So this is something, everything, a helper function also to do that. Now we have another function, you know, called mutate. So what is mutate? So mutate is another function, another verb that allows you to, you know, create a new column. So for example, I have a data frame with two columns. The first column is, you know, the rent. The second column is my spending for the month. And I want to find a total column, the third column. So I have one column, rent, second column, the spending, and I want to find the last column. So ideally what we need to do is just to sum this and this, you know, to get that. So we can use a function called mutate to create a new column. So that's the main idea. So given this an example here, we can see we have data, you know, we have select. This is our data frame flight. We select some data. We select those that end with delay. We select distance. We select airtime. So now when we run this guy, we will see, you know. So you can see this guy. The first thing is year today. You can see year today. We end with delay. Delay. Can you see that? And then we have distance. Then we have airtime. you can remember here we do select because we have many columns in this data set, but we only do select with this one. Now, we want to do calculate and add column for gain, hour, and gain per hour. So we want to add something. So this is a function called mutate. Can you see mutate? Put your data frame, original data frame, so you can see that. Now, the new column you want to create, you put it here. I want to create again. But you put the calculation. How do you create? Based on existing columns you have in your data frame, departure delay minus arrival delay. So you can see these ones. What is hour? Air time divided by 60, gain per hour, gain divided by hour. When we run this guy, we'll see new columns. Let me show us. So you can see new columns. You know, gain, this is it. Hour, this is it. Gain per hour, this is it. So this is just mutate. What is mutate? Mutate is used to create a new column based on existing columns. However, mutate basically put the new columns at the end. So you can see, like, you know, somebody may say, okay, when I create this gain, I basically want it to be here at the beginning. But naturally, mutate push them, the new columns that you create, push them to the beginning, to the end. But mutate can also do something like you see, if I have this, I say, okay, this mutate, I said this, you can have something. So if you look at this function mutate, there is something called, you know, before or after, right? So there is something called before and after. So you can specify, for example, before which column you want or after which column, instead for it to be at the last end. So you can use this argument, you know, to use that. But there is another function called transmute. So if you look at this one, even when we created new columns, the old original columns, they are still there. But the transmute function, what it does is basically gives you the new columns that you create and drop the other columns. So this is a function maybe useful in some ways, but I think for me, I haven't been using this transmute. I've been using the mutate function.
Yeah, Shamsuddeen.
Yes.
Like always, we'll have to save it as an object. So that's
yes. You have to save it for an object if you want to use it. So here we are just, you know, working, showing. So because we are not using it. So if you are doing your data analysis, you need to save this object to somewhere else. Like you know, you need to save this object, and now you can use the object. Yeah. So if you use this, you can take your object to the next step and do. But here we are just experimental, so that's why sometimes it's not being saved. But we need to make sure that yeah, something like that. All right. Anyone want to add something? Add a question? Okay. So these are some of the useful creation functions. So for mutate, there are some useful functions here. They, you know, show us. There are arithmetic function, aggregate. We already know sum, mean, you know, modular arithmetic, logs, you know, offset, cumulative sum, logical, and ranking. So these are all some other functions that can be used in together with mutate or transmute. So you can read more about, oh, these ones, I think the person that write this summary, all these ones that you see will be treated later in the chapter in the book, but somebody just, you know, let us see, try it. So let's see what this means. Right, okay. I think we may not necessarily need this. Anyway, so here we have transmute, we have our flight data frame, and we have departure time. We have, you know, departure time, arrival time, you know. So now I want to, you know, calculate modulo operator. So you can see this is modulo 100, this is modulo this. I also want to do subtraction. You know, what this is telling us is that within mutate or transmute, we can do all this kind of operation, whether modulo arithmetic or subtraction or log or lead. We can do all these operations. So what this log, we all know this log. So what is this log duration? So we can see log duration. Given a duration, it takes a log. What about the lead? This one is one function in Python, and a function that, you know, calculate some kind of lead So here I have duration. What is duration here? 317. Okay. So lead, it shows us like which one is the, so you can see here 317, it starts with that, then 381.
Previous of the current, I think.
But yes, something like that. Yeah. So
and I
yeah.
think he shows us here the aggregative or the order, because we can use the already calculated column in the next
Oh
step.
yeah, yes. So yeah, so that's something. Yeah. So this is not in the book. Because I already told you, people create the node. So what this is telling us is like, you know, even if you create a variable, this is one thing good. You can use it in the next step. So you can see here we create a variable called, you know, duration, and we use it in this, you know. So this is something like is quite useful as well. This also the same thing telling us. So this is something group summaries will summarize. So there is something called summary in one of the function called summarize that is often used with, you know, group. So what this is mean is that so here we have flights, our data frame, and we have delay. So we want to find the delay, but the mean. So we want to use the summary. So when we say summarize, here we can see it give us a single number. However, because the data frame there is NA, you remember, I think even in Python, I think, right? Even in Python, I don't know. So if you have NA, maybe we discussed this last week, I think, NA is NA is propagating. So we need to remove NA if we want to do like mean and stuff like that. I think even in Python, so here you can see we put to remove NA true to remove it. So you can see when we run this guy, it gives you the, you know, the delay, the mean. So this function called summarize is the one that doing that.
Is it like .info in Python?
Sorry?
Is it like .info function in Python? In pandas, there's
info.
Yeah, .info. I think it's called like that.
Okay.
Doing a statistical summary of 5 statistics and show it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so that's you know, that
yeah. So sorry, with regards to the NA, it seems like when you are plotting in ggplot, it automatically removes it, something like that.
Okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So okay, in ggplot it automatically remove it, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I just wanted to confirm this because
I'm not sure too.
Yeah, I could remember I used ggplot to plot some data, and it was having in like NAs and it worked.
Yeah.
But I'll have to confirm that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, so that's you know, about that. Now you use nrow filter and is NA to check the number of NA. So for example, here we can see what is up. So if you want to look, show us how we can check for NA. So here nrow means number of rows we have in our data frame. We have this. Now here we want to you know, filter how many NA we have. So you can see here departure display NA, how many. Then we said, you know, given this flight data frame, we want to filter the NA. So filter it and, you know, number of the NA. So we have this number. Yeah. So when we use this, you remember we do negation. It's not an NA. So this is a number that is not an NA. Right. So summarize is, you know, normally used by grouping, is more useful. So this is something that shows like, you know, we can group year, month, date, given a data frame, we can do grouping. So we group these guys by using the keyword function called BAV called group by, and now we do summarize. So let's look at what this guy said. So you can see like when you group by this year, so you can have this. So we group by year, month, and day, and now we have you know, the mean in each. So here we can see we group by each 2013 and month of 1 and day of 1. So we group everything here, and this is the result. This is the delay. We group every, you know, delay in 2013 in January, but 2nd January. So if, for example, we have, you know, many delays in this date, so we group it, now we have the, you know, a single result. So that's what this means. So you group by variables and now you take summary. This is where this is quite useful. Yeah. Any question?
Yes, please. So the first thing I wanted to know, the group by did a function. What was it before you brought in the summarize? I didn't get it.
Okay. So we want to, you know, so we have a data frame and we have column year, we have months, we have day. So in this data, okay. In this data frame, we have, you know, several instances where we have the year 2013 and we have the month, 1st month, January, and we have the day, first day in January. But we have multiple of instances of this and they have their own delay. You know what I mean? They have on their own delay. So what we mean is this, you can group by the year, by several instances, by the month and by the day. And now you can summarize. Summarize, it will take the sum of from each of instances. When we have this, it can summarize, give you the summary of the result. What is the summary we want is the mean. It will give us the mean. So let me think of something before that. Let me do something like this so that it may be quite more useful. So let me see some. So here you look at this. Yes, exactly. So this is what I want to say. So can you see this is 2013? Can you see the month is January?
Yes.
The month is January. Which date? The 1st of January. We have
Yeah.
then we have you can see departure delay. So how many hours? 2 hours. How many hours here? You know, 4 hours. But
Okay.
you want
all
to,
the instances of 1st of January.
yeah. So you want to say, okay,
summarized.
yes, you want to say, okay, you want to say, I want all delay in January 1st. Do you understand? So
Yes.
in which year? 2013. So you need to group all instances. So I want to group where this is 2013. Can you see 2013 where is all
Yes.
January and
Yes.
where is all this day January? So you can see this, we have many. So when you want to tell, and now, so this is what this means. So now here, when you do this, you group these ones. Now you group them in this sense. By the grouping, you want to take some kind of summary. What kind of summary you want to take? So maybe I want to take like, what is the total or mean in each one? So that's where summarize is. So that is where we have this. So you can see like,
yeah,
you can see that in 2013, we have January, month, January, and the 1st day. This is the total delay. You can see 11 hours, 11 something like this. This is 2013. So this is, you know, it's more useful the group by and summarize. So this is more what you'll be using, group by then summarize, group by and summarize. That is what you will not see like a summarize alone a lot. Quite useful to see group by, then you do summarize.
thanks.
Okay. Yeah, so combining multiple operation with pipe. So this is introduction of pipe, but don't be afraid. Pipe was introduced, I think, in a separate chapter. But the person that prepared this, you know, chapter, I think he is running faster than his shadow. So he, they are introducing a pipe here. So this is called a pipe. But now R has come with natural, let me say natural or inbuilt 5. So if you go here, preference, you know, you say code, use operator, native pipe operator. So now R 4.1 plus 4.1 plus, it comes with this pipe operator. So now when I say, okay, now when I have this, I want to install this, you can see this is a pipe operator. So yeah, this is, you may see this one, you may see the other one. So there was this pipe initial only in tidy bus. Now R itself, base R comes with this one. So they work together. You just don't be confused. So what this means is combining multiple operation. So I already told you, like, if you want to combine, if you look at this one here, we have to do like, we need to create, you know, a group by day. Now we take summary, but what, and there is, you know, there is kind of redundancy. So you can say, okay, this flight, which column do you want to group by? So then you put group by year, month, date. Now, what do you want to do? Summarize. You just summarize. group by flight by day, and then calculate the departure. So this is, you know, a cool thing about tidy bars. This somehow like natural way for doing conversation. You just use this data frame, group these columns, and now take the summary. You can see that it's just like a kind of, you know, sequence of instruction in a natural form. And when we do this, this will give us the same as the previous one that is, you know, in separate way. So this is combined operation with, you know, yeah. Any question? Okay. So there is another function called counts. So count here, you know, whenever you do aggregation, they are telling us like we want to do a count. So let's show what's happening. So here you can see what they're doing is now here they remove what is NA, and now we want to for you know, flight that has not been canceled or delayed. So not canceled, group by tail number. I don't know what is tail number. So if we go here, where's the data from flight, right? So if we want to see this, we can have something like this. Okay, so this is the data, flight data. We can see that. So what tail number? Plane tail number. I don't know what is this plane tail number. So something is regarding to the plane and stuff like that. They're talking about it. So, okay, this is the tail number. So the group by tail number. So tail number, I think is a unique number, maybe that identify the plane. I don't know. So you do summarize by, and now you know, use N, this count. So this, how many do we have instances? Then 4. So how many? So this, what this is, you know, the N is basically just tells you how many, or the counts you have. That's it. Okay, so
sorry, in a sense, it just gives us like the frequencies.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, all this one they're talking about a count. This is just, yep, it's something. Grouping multiple variables. This is just what we discussed now. Okay, so you can also do ungrouping. So when you basically do the group, so for example, when we do this, we can see like we do group daily, something like that, and we need to ungroup if we want to do something. So there is ungroup that if you want to do some kind of, you know, use some variables, need to ungroup to remove the group. So you can see if during the analysis the data does not look right, you can try ungroup to check if the data was previously grouped. So yeah. Oh, okay. So I think that's the end of the chapter. Yep. This is recording. Yeah. So I think basically to wrap up, you know, we have seen, you know, 3 more verbs, select. We have seen, you know, group. We have seen summarize. We also have seen mutate that allow us to create new column, and you can use existing column based on that. Yeah, I think there are more to read from the chapter, and yeah, but also if one wants some more, you know, understanding, you can just go to, you know, the flyer, you know, page, and you can read more about this stuff. Yeah. So any question, Mary, and up to.
I think it was good. Yeah.
All right. So obviously today it's just like you know, trying to finish what we haven't finished. So next week we're gonna have something different. So we usually have, you know, chapter presentations, you know, where individuals sign off to present a chapter. So there is no, you know, saying that I don't understand, oh, this is my just time, you know, I'm learning. So this is the best way to learn, is to present. So if you think you comfortable to present, I share the link here. You can write your name so that you can read the next chapter. Yeah, but next week there is no meeting, I think. It's daylight saving. So yeah, we meet a week after to continue with the chapter 5, which is pipes, working with pipes, which we have just seen now. Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to ask about pipe. Where if you could remind me, is it Control Alt? How do you Control Alt minus, right?
In how do you
On the keyboard, how do you bring it in?
are you using Mac or Windows?
Windows.
I don't know Windows. So in Mac, Command Shift M. Anybody here?
Command Shift M. Oh, I think it's the same.
Let me insert.
I'll find out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
Try Shift 5. Try Shift 5.
Command Shift M. Oh, okay, for Windows.
For Windows, yeah.
Control
Okay.
M. Control Shift M.
M. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Control Shift M. So yeah. So that's what we got today, and you know, yes. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
We see next week, week after, I mean.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Abdul.
Yeah, sorry, just a question about the Tidy Tuesdays. You didn't say anything about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. We do have some stuff that we, you know, so you see, like today is a good day for us. There is, you know, what we are working on called Tidy Tuesday Reloaded. I just call it Tidy Tuesday Reloaded. So let me share my screen. Why is this? Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so we do have, you know, what we said we will be following, like watching previous Tidy Tuesdays, which are basically like watching a code walkthrough on how people, many strong people in our community, such as Julia Slingley and David Robinson. We just watch them the way they do and try to, you know, replicate that thing. It's not necessarily for the club, it's just for people that want to practice, because all I believe is it's not like reading the book or doing exercise, but the way you become good at doing something is just practice. And at this point, maybe you may not be good enough. So I said, like, let's, you know, be doing, you know, watching some Tidy Tuesday, and now we replicate what we have seen. So one day, you know, we'll do Tidy Tuesday, follow the normal Tidy Tuesday, each Tidy Tuesday. So I started sharing some of the stuff. So for this week, I will also share the Tidy Tuesday, the one we will follow. For me, I have been doing it myself. So maybe if some people feel okay, anyone that is willing to be participating, maybe we can, after each and every meeting, we can just share our screen. If, you know, you say, hey, I do this for just 5 minutes, but it's not mandatory. It's just for practice purposes. So 1 week, each week we'll share another one. So I will share for this week, Abdul, so that, yeah. So we have done 2 since we started the book club. Yeah. But like Mary, if you are not good enough now to follow, you can just wait, like, you know, until we go do some few chapters more here. So that
I'm waiting. I'm not even trying.
Yeah. So you will be able to understand all those stuff. Yeah.
I will try it as you guys.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.